Hello everybody, it's Fergus from Blackhall St Columba's Church here again. Today I have brought a number of things along to show you, and I want you to think what they remind me of or what their connection is, okay? So I've brought a few things. You don't need to work out what they are. They're quite simple things. The first thing I've brought is some bread, okay? We all have that toast in the morning and things. The next thing I've got is a glass. What else have I brought along? And if you worked out, you might have a connection there. What's the next thing and what connects them all? I've shown you this before. It's my welcome mat. We might have had a connection between bread and a glass. But what's the connection with a welcome mat? I've got something else here. I've got a hat. This is to keep me warm, keep my head warm in the cold Edinburgh wind. Okay, so I've got a hat. What else have I got? And what's the connection? Some elastoplast. If you hurt yourself, you can cut your finger, you can put some elastoplast on. The last thing I've got is a pair of glasses. What do these help you do? They help you to see. They help you to see people or things. So what do you think the connection could be? Some bread, a glass, a welcome mat, a hat, some plasters and some glasses. Well, let me read to you something that Jesus said. Today's a special Sunday. It's called Christ the King Sunday. And when we hear about the King in the story, we're hearing about Jesus. And Jesus is telling people about what happens when they go to meet God. Eventually, we meet God. Then the King, that's Jesus, then the King will say to those at his right hand, "Come, you that are blessed by my Father," you that God has chosen and are being blessed by him. "Inherit," that's you receive something, "inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world." So right from the beginning of time, God has planned to give us this. And why is it these people are going to get this kingdom that Jesus is talking about? He says, "For I was hungry and you gave me food." Remember the bread. "And I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink." That was my glass. "I was a stranger and you welcomed me." That was my mat. "I was naked and you gave me clothing." That was my hat. "I was sick and you took care of me." That was my plaster. "I was in prison and you visited me." That was my glasses, because we see people in prison or we see people in hospital. Then the righteous, that's the people he's talking to, will answer him, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it that we saw you as a stranger and welcomed you, or naked and gave you clothing? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you?" And the King, that's Jesus, will answer them, "Truly I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these who are members of my family, you did it to me." And that's a really important message for us. What Jesus is saying, when we go and help someone else by feeding them or giving them water or clothing them or welcoming them, being friendly towards them, when we help somebody who's sick, or when we visit somebody in prison, when we do all these things, we're doing it in Jesus' name. We're showing the love that God has for everybody. And Jesus says if you do that to another human being, it's as if you're doing it to Jesus himself. I think that's a very special message, and it's a very important message about why we are here, in order to help other people. I hope you liked all my wee things that I showed you, and you get that analogy, and you think this week, how can I help somebody? Is there somebody I can welcome? Somebody, a stranger, someone new in your class? Is there somebody you can help if they're hungry or if they're thirsty, or letting somebody have some clothing? And you think about all the different ways that we deal with people, and your mum and dads and your grands and grandpas can help you with that. Okay, next Sunday's an important Sunday as well. Every Sunday's important, but next Sunday's a very exciting time because it's the first Sunday in Advent. And I'm hoping that we will be back in the church, and I'll be doing my talk, my wee old age address, my talk to you from the church. But we'll hopefully be doing it live. So I look forward to seeing you next week. In the meantime, have a really, really nice week and look after yourselves. Bye-bye now.